the co-founder and CEO of Voosh. Please welcome Priyam Saraswat. Please come on up and join us.
Hey, everyone. Let me start with a question first. How many of you feel that doing business with third parties like DoorDash, GrubHub, and Uber Eats is a big pain in the ass? Almost everyone, right? That's a good start. Let's talk about how our industry has been evolving. As per Technomic 2023 report, the share of off-premise business has gone up from 7% to 18% post the pandemic. As per NRA State of the Industry report, 52% of the customers feel that delivery and takeaway are an essential part of their lifestyle now, which means that the third parties are here to stay. And we have to become more efficient than ever to make sure the way we do business on these third parties is more profitable than ever. Let's talk about the primary problems which operators like you face on a day-to-day basis while they do business on these third parties. The first and biggest one, disputes. More than 2.5% of your money is stuck in disputed orders. That's an annualized $500 million of hardcore cash and profits which you're missing out on. We just onboarded a customer which lost more than $10,000 last month on disputes. With Voosh, in a single click, you can get most of this cash back. The second one, data consolidation. A lot of your critical business information, like your financial reconciliation, like your operations, like your cancellations, is hidden in silos inside these independent dashboards. Voosh gives you access to all of this information in a single screen so that you can discuss with your team members how to take your business forward. The third one, reviews. It's an absolute time suck to go and manually respond to all of these reviews which are coming in via these third-party marketplaces. At Voosh, we've built an AI which automatically responds to all of these reviews. We've already responded to more than 40,000 plus reviews, which has made sure that the customer retention for your customers is off the roof. The first and most important one, promotions. Brands typically spend more than 10 to 15% of their gross sales to promote themselves on these third parties. But in return, they get absolutely zero intelligence or insights as to what is working and what is not working. With Voosh, you not only get advanced analytics as to how your promotions are working, but you also get a single window to configure all of your promotions. Trust me, your marketing team is gonna love that. So, I've been an operator myself, and I know running a multi-unit operation is one of the toughest jobs in this world. And I know you don't get time to address all of the issues which I talked about. That's why if you plug in Voosh, you can simplify and supercharge your third-party business and make sure that every transaction is more profitable than ever. You're free to sort of hang out with us, post this, visit Voosh.ai and learn more about us, and we're happy to educate you and make sure that, you're doing third-party the right way.
I'll kick it off. Two questions here. It's a two-part question, but similar theme. What is the win rate average? And how does the product save time and revenue with the dispute chargebacks? And how much on average?
All right. So the first part is, I'll answer the second part first, and I'll come to the first part. So it's like excruciatingly painful, the process to file back for these disputes. That's why most of the operators, they've just given up on that. There are like multiple layers to it. You have to upload proofs. So there's too much. So that information is in the system, but just to convey it to them, it's a big process. That's why most of them, they don't do it manually, right? That's why we have built our algorithms to make sure that we automatically file for these disputes. On the first questions, typically we see a 75% plus success rate at a steady state. So we start a little lower from 60 to 65%, but our machine learning comes into the play and we make sure that we are doing all the right things to make sure you get most of your money back. So at a steady state, you can expect a 75% plus success rate.
So what's a typical engagement look like? How long does it take by the time we sign with you before you start clawing our money back from these guys?
Yeah. Great question. So as an operator, you just have to spend 5 minutes. We'll give you an email address and you give us an admin access so that we can access your third-party dashboards. But internally, we take 3 to 4 business days to make sure that our data pipelines are set, our algorithms are set. And yeah, within a week, you can start getting your money back.
So there's a couple other players out there today that are doing something similar. But the thing that we noticed when we were judging was there was some nuances, some added services that you guys provide. Can you just talk a little bit more, just hit the high points of what you think? And you kind of talked about them in your opening speech, but just nail them down because there's some interest there for me on what those extras are.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question again. So there are, of course, some players which have come up in the past few quarters, which are primarily addressing the financial reconciliation and the dispute part. But where we come into the picture, we are a full stack solution for a restaurant operator to manage and grow their third-party business profitably. So we cover all the facets, all the touch points, as to how you do business on these third parties, right? As I said, we cover reviews and your reputation. We cover your customer journey. So we tell you that, how many customers are coming via, let's say, a Dash Pass, or how many customers are coming daily, or, as a new customer, how many are repeating. So you can see your customer cohorts, right? Your marketing team can get a lot of insights as to how much they're spending and how much they're getting back. Your operational data, right? We tell you your preparation times, what are the primary reasons why the customers are complaining. So everything in like a single screen is what our vision is when it comes to third party.
Yesterday, we talked a little bit about the marketing component and some of these nuances that are different from some of the other players. And one of the things we talked about is the blanket approach of everyone gets 30% off versus maybe the localized marketing piece. That will help boost revenue. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's say a big brand running in like almost all the states, right? Every state, then every customer behaves in a very different way, right? So the way these marketplaces are designed, it's very localized, as you said, right? So you need to be very specific as to how you're running the promotions, right? The kind of promotions you're running, let's say in Palo Alto or San Francisco, has to be very different as to what you're running in Manhattan, right? Because the customers are like completely different. And the share of these marketplaces are also very different. There you might probably have to spend more on GrubHub. In San Francisco, you might probably have to spend more on Uber Eats, right? In San Diego, DoorDash might work better, right? So let's say if a brand gives me $1 million budget, the onus is up to us. We'll discuss with them, and then you have to make sure that you are dividing it basis your previous data. You have to track the previous performance and then take a decision. Right now, it's a very blanket, random approach, which is governed by these marketplaces or the account managers for these marketplaces who have the only incentive to just maximize your budget spend, which is not the right way to do it.
One last question.
Yeah.
How does it work when we sign up with you and then we implement, and then DoorDash does what they typically does and comes and buys you?
That's right. That was my question.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see the term sheet and then decide. The onboarding, as I said, for a restaurant brand operator, it's just 5 minutes. We just give you an email address and you go live with us. Our internal processes, our algorithms take 4 to 5 business days to kick in. And as I said, within a week, you can start getting those recovered dollars.
How does the economic model work? Just really high level. How do you get paid? How do we compensate you? Like, just tell us how that all works.
Yeah, so very high level. Our basic fundamental modules start from $50 a location a month. It's a standardized subscription SaaS fee. And then, as you add on a few more modules, there's a minute incremental cost associated with that. Yeah.
All right. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you
done.
so much.
All right, and that is Voosh, Priyam Saraswat, co-founder and CEO of Voosh.